They've requested that all visitors remain behind the chains and rails.
Remain behind the chains and rails!
The sentinels of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier and the Queen's Guard are some of the most skillful and feared soldiers in the world. Standing as the embodiment of courage, discipline, and valor, they are vigilant 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Both in elite physical conditions, they're ready at any time to protect their glory. They don't care if you're an ordinary person joking around. They won't hesitate or think twice to put you in your place. Ready to find out what happens when people mess with these guys? Let's find out. A couple trespassed over the chains and rails at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. They ignored the first warning, so the guard shouted at them a second time, and he even loaded his rifle. Don't mess around with sentinels.
Remain behind the chains and rails! Behind the chains and rails!
The couple did not completely move out of the zone, so another person yelled at them.
Go down the stairs and behind the rail.
Even refusing to stand up during a tomb ceremony is prohibited. Watch how this sentinel shouts at a man for sitting down during a march.
Remain standing for this ceremony!
A tourist was filming a Queen's Guard from a distance that was too close than what's allowed. It's safe to say that the tourist moved away after this.
Get back! Stay away from the fence, sir.
Since the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier is a place of respect and honor to those who have died in battle and were not identified or lost, it is normal for sentinels to shout at people who break the silence.
It is requested that everyone maintains a level of silence and respect.
In this clip, two Royal Queen's Guards were performing a quick march. A group of tourists were standing right in the middle of their paths. They quickly moved out of the way when one of the guards said this.
Quick march! Mark one! Quick march!
When a clueless woman stepped in the middle of the monument's grounds of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, a sentinel did his job and scared her away.
It is requested that all visitors remain behind the chains and rails at all times!
This one is truly an honest mistake by the tourist. An old man who seemed to be talking to his wife was right in the middle of the Queen's Guard's path. There happened to be a march at the time, and let's just say the guards did not stop.
Bye-bye!
As you saw in the previous clips, sentinels can be very harsh when people break obvious rules in a disrespectful manner. However, they are also humans and can be polite when people deserve it, such as in these cases.
Please do not swing on the rail. Thank you.
Ma'am, please remain standing for the ceremony. Thank you.
This one could have turned out really badly. 2 Russian tourists tested the guard's limits by climbing over the famous gate of Buckingham's palace. As soon as the royal guard noticed them, he did not hesitate to point his rifle right at them.
Что пошли, либо вы отсюда.
Видно громкоголосый, поэтому тебя поставили.
Ну я дождалась, я говорю, ну скинь это на ноутбук, чтобы, не дай бог, не потерять. Тёма, не слези эту. Тёма. Тёма.
Yes.
Watch how scared these tourists get after a Queen's Guard shouts right at their ears.
See that? It's hilarious. They don't stop for anyone. They will take you down.
This next one is a short one. As usual, a large group of tourists were standing outside of the barracks taking photos and admiring the building. A member of the Royal Guard shouts a tourist and threatens him with his sword.
Stand back!
This one is a crazy one. A crazy tourist attempted to streak without clothes in the middle of the Queen's Guard march. Watch what happens to him. Who is the unknown soldier? On the 11th of November 1921, the corpse of an unidentifiable American soldier was returned from a battlefield in France. Unidentified remains were a common thing in wars, especially since reliable methods of DNA analysis didn't exist back then, and the list of unknown deceased soldiers quickly piled up. Most of the bodies were simply marked as unknown. For this reason, and with the public pressure of grieving families, the U.S. government appointed the construction of a memorial site in the Arlington National Cemetery in the state of Virginia. This came to be the final resting place of the retrieved unknown soldier. It serves as a sign of respect and honor towards any U.S. military members who were either lost or their corpse was never identified. The corpse of the unknown soldier was buried under a 3-level white marble tomb, covered with a stone slab. The tomb was decorated with various symbols as well as statues representing peace, victory, and valor. The backside of the tomb includes an inscription engraved in stone which reads, "He rests in honored glory, an American soldier known but to God." To become a tomb guard, a veteran soldier must volunteer and apply for an appointment to the monument through the Sergeant of the Guards. Motivation and dedication are a must when applying for this job, as well as a strong military bearing with a proper combatant's appearance. If accepted, the soldier is then assigned to the tomb for a 2-week training period. Firstly, each individual is assigned to a tomb guard trainer who strongly emphasizes on what is expected out of them, following strict and harsh rules, training guidelines, and the need for absolute dedication to the tomb and monument. The training cycle they undertake is not for the faint-hearted. It includes a series of 5 exhaustive tests which take between 6 to 12 months. These tests focus on ceremonial performance, uniform preparation, and knowledge. When a trainee successfully passes the test, they are able to perform 7 different types of ceremonies, have the highest knowledge on uniform preparation, and even recite 35 pages of information by heart. If a trainee fails even one test, they are deported back to their previous military unit. If a trainee passes all tests, they are given the Tomb Guard Identification Badge and will be given the title of Tomb Guard or Badge Holder by other sentinels. To fully emphasize how serious this role is, the Tomb Guard Identification Badge is the only badge in the U.S. military that can be revoked and taken back if there is any sign of disrespect or out-of-line behavior. Common myths and misconceptions. The Tomb Guard Sentinels commonly have an intimidating and feared reputation, all thanks to widespread myths and rumors which have been around for decades. We will dismantle all these myths that have plagued the reputation of the Tomb Guards for years. One of the urban legends states that Sentinels live for 2 years in a barracks under the tomb and are not allowed to swear, watch television, or drink alcohol for as long as they're alive. Obviously, this is false. Tomb Guards are 100% allowed to enjoy a drink or two when off-duty. Another rumor says that during Hurricane Isabel in 2003, the Tomb Sentinels refused orders to evacuate the surroundings and ended up perishing with the storm. Might sound like an honorable story, but despite the 24/7 patrol, there are a few exceptions for cases such as a hurricane where Sentinels are allowed to leave the area. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe with notifications on to never miss a video. See you in the next one.